TNC's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Qualifiers, Southeast Asian
TNC's
region.
turn
It is
to
TNC Pro Team facing off against Clutch Gamers. I'm Lyrical, going to be joined by the lovely, the wonderful, the always punctual, luminous Inverse. Sir, how you doing?
What are you trying to say?
Nothing at all.
pick.
But yeah, we're in the draft right now, and it is TNC Pro Team who just tied it up against Clutch Gamers, and they were looking quite good. You also have them sort of pegged as your pick, at least before we see the draft, which doesn't say much, but
10 seconds
for the
remaining.
winningness, just because you felt like they played better in game number 1 and 2?
I think so, or at least the
5
half of
seconds
game number 1,
remaining.
and definitely all of game number 2.
TNC's
And now
turn
TNC is
to
going to be
ban.
going for a very heavy physical damage strat. You got the kind of the attack speed increase from Battle Trance. You got the minus armor from Weave. Clutch Gamer, I think this is actually a very smart reply in the form of Winter Wyvern, because TNC is going to be packing heat, and if
10
you could get them
seconds
fighting each other,
remaining.
that's a great way to get them killed.
Yeah, I like this answer, and I think that
5
also it's really
seconds
cool to
remaining.
have a different look hero for Clutch Gamers. This is what we also saw in game
Reserve
number
time.
2, was they picked a Sven. They're willing to go with creative, innovative answers that aren't often seen in the meta of Southeast Asia, and Winter Wyvern has pretty much exclusively been used as a counter pick to Meepo, if I'm not mistaken. So seeing it here against the all-physical lineup, it seems like a great answer.
I agree, and especially some of these heroes are... Like, if you curse the Nyx Assassin, he's just dead against this lineup. If you curse the Dazzle, he's dead. The only big danger of playing Winter Wyvern against this lineup is that if you don't get the Dazzle in the curse, you're trading an ult for a Grave.
Right.
Which, I think Winter Wyvern, honestly, is just an ult when it comes to the big team fight.
Radiant team. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining.
Omni Knight.
They're going to go Omni. Still lacking that burst damage like you were
TNC's
talking
turn
about.
Well, Purification.
Sniper.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
There's the blink. So I think Sniper is going to have a lot of longevity in this game. So that's good. And as a Winter Wyvern player, the one hero I hate playing against the most is Sniper. Because, like we've been mentioning over and over again, your positioning is so tenuous. You need to be close enough to drop curse. You want to be cursing as many people as possible. And then once he has a shrapnel on you, you're already, 280 base movement speed hero. You're just crawling in the air. We'll see. We'll see how Fly Solo will navigate his Wyvern against the Sniper, though.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the lower bracket, not finals, but getting there. Winner is going to face off against Mineski. It's game number 3. It all comes down to this. Clutch Gamers took game number 1 fairly in a tenuous manner, and then you saw TNC take it afterwards in a very dominant fashion. So award place down here up on the high ground. Hana is going to always be under at least a little bit of pressure. How do you feel about Omni Knight in the offlane in general? Do you think that this is a good fit for him?
We've seen actually many teams try Omni Knight in the offlane. Predominantly, it's actually Sam H is the player that has actually done it with the most success. In fact, not only does he win the lane, he dominates the lane by getting solo kills and whatnot. With that said, though, this is a team that knows in and out about offlane Omni, so I'm pretty sure they are
30
also prepared to
seconds to
deal
battle.
against it. And I think Troll Warlord is actually one of the better cores that you want against Omni Knight. Against Omni Knight in the offlane, you just want to have 2 range heroes in there. Constantly beat him up when he's coming in close.
Well, I have to see how it does work out. Sam H, Boots first build again, not opting for the mangoes. I like it more in this match against the Jug because you obviously aren't going to get brought down by the Blade Fury since you're going to have that high movement speed. Abang does not start out with Boots himself, just for a little bit more trading, and Hana not going to be able to really contest for that bounty rune at all, but it looks like they're going to send the Ogre mid, help out with the Shadow Fiend in lane, try and get him a good start. Likewise, Tim is maybe going to be forced into that position as well.
Yep. Tim's does not have the boot start that normally you see from Slaughter supports nowadays. He's going to settle with the Wind Lace. Dead.
I wonder if this was because Nyx wanted to go for it too. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually pretty common for the 5-position support to actually just get all the wards nowadays to allow for the other support to get boots.
Well, early movement out. The headshot taken first for Cuckoo, causing some trouble and pain for the Ogre Magi. But
This is actually a pretty tough lane for the Sniper, in my opinion, because early on, Shadow Fiend and Sniper really actually have very low base damage. So Cuckoo's going to struggle for CS, as does the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
But when Shadow Fiend picks up a couple of damage from the Necromastery, I think that's when Cuckoo really has issues.
Well, for now at least, they're sort of holding on to the lane equilibrium across the board. You can see that Hana's been still, kind of hampered out here by Rior, who's keeping an eye on him constantly.
Pops a repel to get rid of the Poison Touch. Now, Poison Touch was actually maxed by Rior the other day when he was actually, I want to say he was laning against Ice Nyx Assassin. It turned out to be a very impressive harassing tool, but the downside of that obviously is that you don't have high levels of heal or grave.
Oh my god, a lot of damage being leveled out here against Cuckoo. Almost went down if he was able to find that raise. Cuckoo, the Fairy Fire keeping him alive. So just barely able to get out of that one, and baiting out the usage. He's going to salve up and be fine. Wow.
The last hit department, though, is suffering.
I think that's a huge play, though, because that's all of Shadow Fiend's mana. They brought in a ton of harassment from the Ogre. Like, he has to run over here and pop the Shrine now, and, like, Cuckoo, you don't have to be as worried about dying throughout the rest of this, well, at least a little while of the laning phase.
Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Shadow Fiend, like, if he wants mana, he can get it from the Shrine. He has a bottle coming out soon.
Okay.
It's more that Shadow Fiend has actually passed over the bump of the laning stage where he's having trouble lasting. Look at him now. He's sitting for, what, 80-something damage? Almost 90 damage? And I just think that Cuckoo's going to have trouble keeping up in terms of lasting and denying. As to say that, though, he's using his fast, rapid animation to kind of stay competitive.
Meanwhile, Hana has been helped out a little bit now in the top lane by the Ogre. Shadow Fiend left alone, and they're bringing over the Winter Wyvern as well. They know that Juggernaut's going to be able to have a fine time against this Nyx Assassin, so leave him here alone for a little bit. Make sure that your Shadow Fiend doesn't get ganked or anything weird happens, and with that, they should be okay. And you can see that Tim's actually wants to go in for this one. They're deciding to dive for it. Shrapnel, but Armel already on top of it. He backs out.
Yeah, Shrapnel missing pretty much says there's no chance for them to get that kill.
So Clutch Gamers off to a hot start. 15-6 for the Jug, about even with the Troll. You've got the Shadow Fiend pretty far ahead of the Sniper, and then meanwhile in the off lane, the Omni Knight's getting a lot of CS.
Yeah, Omni Knight is actually much harder to shut down than you would imagine, even though he's just a melee hero without any nukes to do much. The fact that he could just sustain and even trade hits very effectively against most supports is what makes him strong, and we shall see how TNC deals with it. Tim's on the prowl again, maybe looking to steal a rune. They have dropped a lot of these wards deep into the enemy jungle. I'm not exactly sure what for.
Yeah, maybe just looking to see if there ever is a rotation off into the jungle by the Shadow Fiend there, and if they don't see him in the lane and they don't see him over there at the side jungle, they know that he's in his own and they could set up a gank over to that side. But they drop the repel now. That means that they can go on to Hana. So Hana ends up stealing the rune, now trying to run away. He does have no more repel for a long period of time. The crush is going to come through, and well, another purification is not going to be there. They're going to end up losing the Ogre as well, most likely. Couple quick kills there for TNC, and they lose the Shadow Fiend mid. Man up against Cuckoo. It's all falling apart this early start, and maybe even going to end up losing Fly solo here. He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Shrine's going to help things out. The teleport in will ward away Sam H, but that is 3 kills in a span of 30 seconds, and all of a sudden TNC winning 2 out of 3 lanes very handily. The only saving grace they got for them is the Bing swarming rather well, but Juggernaut can't really influence the early to mid game that often, right? He will get a kill with Omni Slash, whoop-de-doo, but, you know, you got to do more than that for the team. So I think overall Clutch Gamer in a very terrible spot after that 1 minute of gameplay.
And it was a lot of it, at least, set up by going for that bounty rune. Do you think about the call that came behind that? The Ogre hanging out there with them. Would the kill have happened on Shadow Fiend in the mid lane if the Ogre was there? Probably not. I mean, not that you want to be sticking around the entire time as the Ogre in the mid lane, but I don't know. Maybe a little bit questionable there, the decision by Clutch Gamers.
I think they really underestimated damage output of Troll Warlord, because if you look on paper, you have Ogre Magi and Omni Knight. Those are some beefy heroes that shouldn't die to you know, anything. But Troll Warlord has that point into fervor, and he attacks so many times onto the Omni Knight that by the end of it, he had like, you know, close to 400 attack speed or something.
Probably the 3 points, I mean, up in the range axis as well, getting that max duration, slow duration,
right.
Quite rough as well, that they weren't able to get away with either the Ogre or the Omni. But Fly solo in the meantime, we haven't talked a lot about him. He probably, like, has not gotten as many levels as he would have wanted, still up at level 3, and this push that's going to eventually come from TNC, they're going to need to deal with that with the Splinter Blast. So I would love to see the Wyvern be able to pull a bit more and possibly get some more for herself. Seems unlikely to be the case, though, as Tim's getting chased down. The Assassinate almost going to be able to bring down Armel. The Cold Embrace barely saving him, but maybe no! Not going to be able to take down Tim's with the raise.
Yeah, Shadowfiend knew he was dead, and he wants to double raise back. It would have actually killed Tim's. Would have made a pretty sick play if he did that, but unfortunately Tim's a little bit too fast. And Sniper on top of things. Now, despite the fact that Shadowfiend died twice, he's actually well ahead of Sniper when it comes to CS. But I think net worth wise,
Radiant's middle
Sniper
tower
is just
is
leading
under
the game
attack.
It's only about by 500 gold, but yeah, it's tough. And the other thing is that Sniper has gone for these very high value items. The double Wraith Band, Raindrops. He's got himself a Windlace as well. So it's quite tough for him. Like you compare that to Armel, and well, he needs to finish off some treads pretty soon here and remain tanky in some way. Like, he's so squishy. You can just get killed off super easily.
I wonder what Cuckoo's gonna buy in terms of his first major item. A lot of people go for the tried and true Dragonlance. But because I just don't think there's so many heroes that could punish him for going a greedy item, I think going for the Maelstrom might just work out here.
Yeah.
Like, what's actually gonna gank him this game?
Probably the best chance would be his own teammates with Winter's Curse coming out.
Right.
Like that's, it's quite tough. I don't know if they really have that instant disable outside of that. Like you look at their team and it's just they don't have the Slardar Crush. They don't have a Sand King Barrow Strike. They don't have a Crush from Wyvern. They need to find kills like this, which are hard to make happen. Although he did almost die there.
Yep. But again, Tim's not dying anymore, man. All right, Hana trying really hard to get this through. He will get it.
And they've been making a high priority of that. And he's, you know, come to the tune now of level 6 for the Omni Knight. So it is a lineup that if they can get it rolling and start making moves around the map, taking down these tier 1 towers, it'll be solid for him. But that's what the sniper is there for. You got the shrapnel, the long range attack stuff coming in. It's going to be hard for them to actually like push out all these creep waves consistently.
Denied. Let's kill.
Or deal with the lanes being pushed against them, rather.
Alright, we're having a fairly passive phase of the game, apart from the fact that Tim's is, you know, rotating everywhere trying to take runes. I think passivity kind of favors, in my opinion, the
Radiant's
Sniper
top tower
draft, right?
is under
It's
Yeah.
giving him time to get farm.
I think so. And they're also taking towers while this is happening.
Right.
The other thing to mention is that Winter Wyvern has not, like, just now gained another level, was still at level 3
He needs
that
that
entire
too,
time.
that Toma knowledge.
Yeah. Like, Winter's Curse, Splinter Blast, these spells are vital in this game. And even, like, the Cold Embrace is pretty valuable. I don't think that you're going to level that up. You might level it above the Arctic Burn, but
I think you do in this game at least.
yeah.
Now, I don't think it's too difficult for Wyvern to catch back up. She clears creep so quickly that, you know, you give her like 2-3 minutes. She's going to come back with, you know, 800 gold and a level or 2.
All right. Oh, my God. Look at that scan, too. Nyx knows. Oh, and they're going to go for it. The smoke pops. Fly Solo in trouble. They go for the Impale. Ends up connecting.
And now Shrapnel gets
Sniper.
vision.
Oh, God. Yeah, that really hurts. Oh, wow.
That is Sam H for you. Turns a gank around that's supposed to kill him and gets a kill back. Maybe getting a little bit more here.
Bang is on top of them.
Nice
They just
raise.
use the raise.
Impale not going to connect this time. Omni Slash going to get divided. Now Cuckoo's on the run. Here comes the Troll Warlord. That's going to force a Bing away to get vision again. Assassinate's going to fly through as well. Healing Ward did get cast before he's dying. And they got to take care of that healing
Really
ward.
good Spike Carapace as well. And Armel, he's going to end up being brought down as well. They don't have any way to deal with this. There is no damage coming out. No Winter's Curse. It looks like Raven is going to fall, but the rest of the side of TNC is here chasing, and they can't run away from the sniper.
Yep, he needs a little bit more heal. He does pop the heal, but it got spiked backwards. Nice stun here by Sam H. Continue going to Armel. Armel is going to go down. One by one, they fall. Wyvern trying to fly over the tree lines. They have vision on him. They will clap on him, and they will defecate on him as well. That's one more. Yeah, they will go on boombacks as well. You want to come in? That's
Oh
gonna be
my
6
God.
in a row. The C Classic.
That was 7 in a row.
One by one. 7? Okay, a Bing wants to come in too?
What
This
are
is
they
all
doing?
coming off the wheels, man.
Oh my God! The Winter Wyvern died twice in that fight. So you had
I think
that,
Ogre-
and then the
Ogre
Ogre
died
died twice as
Yeah.
well. So 7 kills to 2, definitely in favor of TNC. And again, it's just like you don't have the levels to fight, you don't have the abilities to fight, you don't have the farm to fight, you don't have the heroes to fight. But Clutch Gamers, they wanted to fight and they lost pretty hard.
I think more than, like, I don't even want to say halfway through the fight, but like maybe 20% into the fight, they realize, oh, this is not the fight we could take. The problem is, it's so hard to run from shrapnel. It's so hard to run from a slaughter. So they kind of retreated as best as they could. They
Dire's
even
top
ran
tower
past the
is
shrine.
under
How many
attack.
times do you see a team fighting into the
Radiant's
shrine
bottom tower is
and
under
still winning that
attack.
fight, right? So I think it's just the fact that the shrapnel was just wrecking them.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. And it's sort of the storyline that we've been talking about, these supports not getting these levels up in time. And
Dire's
you
top
look at
tower
a
is
hero
under
like
attack.
Slardar and what he brings to these
Radiant's bottom
engagements
tower
Yep.
is
at
under
level
attack.
4 when they started that. He had a crush, which still ends up doing the 1.75
Radiant's
seconds to
bottom
disable,
tower has fallen.
sprint so he
Dire's
can
top
continue the
tower has
chase.
fallen.
And then what does Wyvern bring? You set up
Radiant's
kills
middle
for
tower
your
is
team
under
by
attack.
cold embracing them at this point, because even though there's not a ton of magical damage, there's a little bit, and by that time TNC are able to wrap around. TNC just proving to
Radiant's
be
bottom
a
tower
very
is under
well-composed lineup that know what they need to do to win.
Radiant
Cold Embrace
structures
in
are
particular, it's not
fortified.
just about the magic damage, it's the fact that the hero just gets
Yeah.
stuck there. So when you Shadow Fiend's Cold Embrace in the middle of the fight, your team can't run away because you're not going to run away from your Shadow Fiend, right?
Dire's top
Yeah.
So
tower
then as a
is
result,
under attack.
everybody's stuck there. It's like he RP'd his own
Radiant's
team,
bottom tower
which is not
has
really
fallen.
good.
Well, and so here's the thing that I'm thinking about as well. The game, it's a big net worth lead for TNC off the back of that. But if you are clutch gamers, you are still going to be able to
Dire's
execute
top
your
tower
draft at a
is
certain
under
point.
attack.
It's a lot harder than it would have been, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible to execute the draft the way that you wanted it to. Now, that being said, if TNC here can get an Aegis,
Yeah, I see. Here's the thing: TNC is a team that gets one advantage and just press for more. They are not going to give you a room to breathe.
yeah.
So Clutch Aimer, if they want to execute their lineup, they need to find the time to do so. They need to find the network to do
Dire's
so, and I
middle
just don't
tower
think
is
they
under
will have
attack.
either.
And I think they are going to smoke now, which is
I mean,
going to be
Sam H,
scouted out by
yeah.
Sam H. And yeah, that's about the long and the short of it. Clutch Gamers running into the powerhouses TNC, who, after a little bit of a rocky day number 1, came up and started showing they deserve a spot.
Oh, for sure. They are the world champion, right? WESG. Why you laugh, man?
No reason, nothing at all.
Are you a world champion?
I'm not a world
There
champion.
you go. The only person that gets to laugh at them is Aosin, because he's a Nexon champion.
That's right.
Yeah.
This man, what a set bar to set.
Time.
All right, man.
2-11. Abang still there with the Helm of the Dominator. Armel going back for the casual Shadow Amulet. And gonna finish off the Shadow Blade now.
Armor have omniscience.
So there's avenues to come back into this. He's got level 12. He's got the level 2 Requiem. Maybe, just maybe, you walk on top of that sniper, you pop your ulti, and he explodes.
I mean, Wyvern's got the curse as well, so they definitely have more counterplay potential. If that team fight happened again, in the same way that it did, I think Clutch Gamer would... You could argue that they could even come out ahead if they use their AoE ults well enough.
Right.
The problem is, are they going to be able to find those opportunities? Because the
Radiant's
way
top
I'm seeing
tower
things,
is under
TNC is
attack.
going to, nicely stay behind in a widespread conclave and just going to hit your
Dire's
building.
middle tower
They're
is
moving
under
in now,
Oh,
though.
dude, the Centaur Stomp.
Oh, that was really well played. They need
Yeah.
to get into range, but Armel already down to such low HP. They use the Purification,
Radiant's
Shadow
top
Blade away.
tower has
It
fallen.
reveals what he had the whole time, and
Dire's bottom
well,
tower
Abang not going
is
to be able to
under
do anything
attack.
off here to the right side of the fight either.
All right, go back and look at that 3 TPs down to the bottom side. There's no towers to do there, so I'm not sure exactly what the 3-man TP is about, but
Yeah, I think that they were maybe caught themselves off guard as well. To think, I guess they're just going to push the wave out one time. No, they're heading mid.
yeah, the mid is the next objective.
Okay. And look at how afraid they have to be, because Sam H isn't showing on the map. With the Midas, he doesn't have to. He can still farm while maintaining this pressure onto all of Clutch Gamers.
Right. I am surprised that Tim's has not gotten his blink yet. 16 minutes in, his team's doing exceptional. They're taking a lot of objective.
Yeah, he's almost got it, though.
Yeah.
A soldier.
All right, this is maybe the avenue into it. Armel has a haster, and he's got a Shadow Blade. If they can find a Winter's Curse, he is going to drop that ulti onto their heads. That is their win condition for this fight.
Again, for the Winter's Curse, gotta catch Rior. Either directly on him or have him in the AoE, or else that Grave is gonna make things a little bit difficult as well. Now, the good thing for them is that the Grave is actually not max yet, so the cast range is actually pretty shoddy.
Yeah. 700, not the best in the world. I think that that's still going to be less than the Winter's Curse, which is 500, yeah, or more than, sorry.
Yeah.
So you can still get the Grave off.
It depends if like maybe you come in from an awkward angle or there's some cliffs involved.
Yeah. I think that the dream is just catch Rio in the range, definitely. But the smoke play now, they're wrapping around. Winter Wyvern is dewarding. They are very aware of where she's at.
Oh, she's aware too. She flies out.
All right, time to get out. Blink, crush. Oh, they're on to fly solo. And now the tree's taken down and everybody run away.
That's back. Because he could have flew either direction, up or down.
Yeah, man. I like Armel's play here. You just got to take down the creep wave, try and cut it whatever you can, but how long is this really going to be able to last? Not that long.
Yep, TNC poised to take that last tower. I'm looking at fly solo. I'm thinking if he has a time, he should go straight blink.
Yeah,
I feel like they need.
that's a really I'm with you, but like, look at this guy's net worth.
I mean, like some Wyvern player out there be like, oh, I get a arcane boost and all that stuff. No. You just go blink.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
I mean, he
tower
has 890 net worth just as a whole.
Hey man, sometimes you could get a big kill on a core.
Yeah.
Blink Impale, that's gonna be on 2. Blink stun as well, but they got the repel.
Now, looking for that angle.
Curse?
It's got to be perfect.
Where's
Are they
Curse?
in range
Curse?
on a SimH? Maybe no.
Fly
Fly
solo.
solo. Cold Embrace isn't going to save you now.
Rip Fly
Oh,
Solo.
God. Well,
Wait,
maybe
wait,
turn
wait,
around
wait.
Purification. No, we got bashed.
What did he do? He
Oh,
attacked
no.
Sniper once.
God, and now that's a Shadow Fiend dead. All of their team fight is gone. Omni Slash is there, but honestly, Aubang cannot hold this alone. The Aegis is reclaimed. Okay. Maybe something. If they could find a kill onto Raven right now, but there's so many targets for Omni.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Wyvern's dead. They don't mind clumping up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Wyvern's back alive because he's level 6.
Go in for it. We got to see it.
Man, his cast range is so low. Blink, Crush coming through. Tower has gone down, so they can stay here indefinitely if they want, but they'll back it up, get more items.
I mean, the thing is, too, is you've got, like, Dazzle ulti on you as well. Like, Weave is about at full duration at this point, too. You really do need the combination of, like, the Wyvern ulti and then the Shadow Fiend Requiem, and if you don't find that, you're just gone.
When you say the combination of those spells, obviously
Time it perfectly.
Yeah, you have to time it perfectly, which is one more thing that Clutch Gamer needs to do, but they have to do it.
I mean, this is not the dream for them. This is not the way they wanted this game to go. Look at it, Wyvern. She's got the blink queued up.
She heard it.
Yeah. Lumi giving advice all over the place today. And honestly, the same thing that you were talking about, Tim's needed to step up. Let's look at this guy. Currently 1-1-7. He's been involved in a lot of his team's kills at this point, more than half of them. He's been stepping up, particularly that game number 2. Hey, man.
I'm telling you, if anybody need life coach advice, I'll send in my resume. Or
Do you have a resume?
of course I do.
Okay.
What are you trying to say?
I don't have a resume anymore.
Oh, I see.
Can I get some life coach advice?
All right, and we'll talk about rates later on.
All right, fair enough. 2-14. We are Maelstrom, as well as Hurricane Pike on a sniper. Dazzle also has the Solar Crest now too, so with that 1,000 cast range,
Cuckoo's item choice. Do you know if he went for the Dragonlance first or the Maelstrom first?
I was not able to see it either, but we
Okay.
can watch at the end of the game.
Oh, a ping. Spin away. Oh, that weave though.
Yeah,
Disengage.
that's tough. And the amp damage there as well is going to reveal everything that's going on with Ogre. They're just all over him. And I don't think the TNT are under any pressure at all to try and end this right now. They've got Midas.
They're waiting for Roche,
Yeah.
which is coming up rather soon.
Let's see exactly how long it is. If the timer is going to be in their favor or not. Come on, Mr. Clock. I believe in you. All right, it's a long timer. That's about like the longest timer it could be.
Yeah, that's a lucky break for Clutch Gaming. That means they get a little bit more time to, I don't know, build towards that Wyvern Blink. Wyvern, you're losing gold. Every time I look at him, he's got less and less gold.
Yeah.
What's happening? And I think they all might have just double smoked there.
Did
Clutch
they really?
Gamer. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I mislooked, but
Looks like Ogre still has one.
okay.
I'll take
Yeah,
that.
but they're looking down here to the bottom, expecting somebody to move in. TNC all together in the mid lane. They will not run into anybody here.
All right.
They have another smoke, though. You could try again. Go mid.
No, I gotta push out these waves. Already dubious enough.
All right. Blink Dagger done for Slardar. We talked about he's going back for a 4-staff now as well. I feel like they're in a position where they can just end that game if they want with the next Roshan.
Why take the risk, right?
Well, I mean, once they get the next
Yeah.
Roshan.
I think some players would be like, why don't you just push now? You're so far ahead. You know, there's no need to.
Well, I mean, this is the thing too. Is they're one game away from going up against Mineski? Like,
Right.
There's a very real possibility you can throw this game still.
Cuckoo's going for blink on sniper. That's some next level stuff.
We've seen this before. I think in these qualifiers. I don't remember if it was Cuckoo that played it or not, but he ended up going. It was Blink, Hurricane Pike, and then just all damage items. Sold his boots as well later on.
That was OD. That I remember that happening.
There was a sniper game where it happened too.
Okay.
It was in. It might have been in the opens. I feel like it might have been Vici Gaming actually. I don't remember, but I've seen this in this patch at least.
Uh-oh. Get away. But they're so mobile.
And even if you catch two there, I don't think that you can find the kill that in the even. Like unless you have everybody.
I mean, maybe the curse actually lasts quite a while, such that the rest of the team could come up. And it's getting so close to Roche that if you get a kill there, and maybe get the Roche. I know we're dreaming here, but you know, the scenario is that if you could get a kill or two, you get Roche, and suddenly you're kind of back in the game, or at least you brought yourself much more time.
And they've got fighting-ish items right now too. Omni Knight, Aether Lens, as well as the Mechanism. You've got the Silver Edge completed now on the Shadow Fiend as well. So you're going to be able to start to disable some of these passives that these heroes have, you know?
Yep.
Thinking about it. It's as well as just the damage mitigation. That's the bigger part, probably. Damage reduction that you get from the Silver Edge. That part of this ability is, this part is still so good. 50%.
All right, Roche is finally up. Your Alpha Wolf friend let them know.
Solar Crest there. Raven can just start going to town if he wants. It does look like they scanned. Did they scan or?
Oh, they're backing up. They're expecting Clutch Gamer to come, and they're correct.
I think that both teams simultaneously drew on the map that this is the way they're going to be going.
All right, Wolf is gonna break the smoke.
Well, Fly Stolo right on top of him. Oh, that was your moment. That was your time. Now he's going to most likely die.
They did take out Sam H though, and the Wyvern's alive as a result. He's trying to retreat, and there's that. Oh. All right, time it perfectly.
Oh,
That is,
what? Tim's?
Tim just went in there and took the whole full brunt of that. Oh, he might be dead regardless, but the creep wave is actually helping out. Zoning them. Bing's in there. The healing ward gets popped immediately. They're trying to retreat. We've seen this one before. It's hard to retreat against this team. Raven as well as Rio are catching it up. And right now, Cuckoo's got like two-man stun on Hana. Hana's going to be dead as well. And again, it's a slow retreat. Force that forward. Right clicks are being dropped on Armel. And they got another Blink stun in a couple seconds. Blink.
Oh, good.
Wait.
That was really
Nice
well
race.
played.
Is he still dead? No, he's fine.
That was really well done by Armel. I've been impressed with his play throughout these qualifiers.
Yep.
TNC probably gave them a little bit of more of an opening than they should have by just jumping in there with the
All right, so,
Tims.
yeah. So Sam
Sam H.
just died on me.